They tell you to play safe. They tell you risk is too dangerous. But what if I told you that risk is an illusion? What if I told you that risk is the thing that might set you up free for the rest of your life? So, hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Jose, and today we will be talking about risk. So, first of all, let's define risk. What is risk? Risk is the possibility of a rejection, of failure, of not being accepted. But what if I told you that staying the same position is the biggest risk you can ever take in your life? Because this way, you are risking your potential. You are risking achieving your dreams, the things you truly want from your life. You are risking not living the life that God has set for you. You are risking not living the life that you truly dream about. So risk is not something bad. It is if you avoid. If you don't avoid and you actually know how to play with it, can be the best thing that does ever happen to you. So if you are avoiding risk, you are choosing safety. You are choosing to have a safe job, to live in a safe city, safe place, to live a quiet life. But especially in today's world, that is the worst thing you can choose. Especially companies are collapsing, people change, wars start at any time. So choosing this kind of safety is a big risk, and is a risk that you won't be willing to pay. The risk you don't want to risk. Because if you are choosing this, you are actually risking something. Because the world is constantly changing. The world is constantly evolving. So don't you call that risky? Don't you think that living this quiet life is also risky? I think it is. What if I told you that what you call risky, what you consider risk, is actually in reality what you fear the most? Why people say starting a business is risky? Because they fear that their business doesn't succeed. They are afraid of failing. And this applies to anything in our life. If you try to go for a marathon, people say it's so risky, all of these things. But the reality is that those people that they tell you that things, they don't even believe in themselves. And they're afraid. That's why you are different from them. That's why they never end up doing that thing. Because they are too afraid to even start, to even try. That's the reality. And one thing that most people don't even realize is that 99% of things that we fear the most never end up happening. Most of the things that we truly fear that will happen because we started that thing or we started that business or whatever it is, what we fear the most, it's very likely to never end up happening. It's just our brain, our heads trying to play games with us because our brain is too afraid to get out of our comfort zone. And our brain doesn't want to leave our comfort zone. It doesn't. That's why it plays games to trick you. Can never do that. It makes you think that if you do that, you will fail. That's why it doesn't ever try to get out of the comfort zone. But guess what? If you fail, you'll learn to get better. And the next time, you will have learned from your mistakes and you won't do the same things. You'll do better. You'll gain this out. You'll actually succeed. Even if it's not after the first failure or the second, but you will eventually get where you want to be. You will eventually succeed because this is all a process. It's a journey. You are learning till you can succeed. That's how it works. So, with this all being said, let me ask you one question. What is the cost of never taking that risk? What is the cost of never taking the risk? The business that you never started that could change the world. The person that you never talked to that could change your life. The girl you never met because you were too afraid to talk to her. Is that who you are? Is that who you want to be one day in the future? To look back and remember, I was too afraid to even start those things. I was too afraid to talk to those people. Is that who you are? Is that who you want to be? Is that who you want to be one day when you look back to these days? I'm sure you want. I'm sure one day when you are old with your grandchildren, you want to talk to them and tell all of your stories, tell all the hard moments you went through. But guess what? You will tell them that you succeed because you went there, you overtake all the obstacles and you succeeded. And I'm sure that one day you don't want to look back and remember that you were too scared to even start. At least for me, that's my biggest fear. For you, it should be as well. Never be scared of doing something. Even if things go bad, you can always learn from that thing. Obviously, there are also some negative sides, but you have to put things in the balance and see if it's actually worth doing that thing or if it's not. And if this side is too big, just go and do that thing. If the risk or the consequences are too low, just stop that thing. Worst case, never. You get back to who you were. If you start the business and you fail, you get back to where you were. If you start going to the gym and somehow you stopped going, at least you build some muscle. If you talk to that person or if you ask that person out and she refuses, you can get a no, but you'll learn. Next time you'll do better. You'll talk better. You'll approach differently. That's how it works. And that's how you should be thinking. So hope you guys like this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you could learn something from this message I gave you guys today. See you guys next video. Drop a like, follow and comment burning protocols. I'll be sending you a link to my waitlist for my newsletter. I'll be dropping it soon. Completely free. See you guys next video. Peace.